Time to get real. I want to see some crazy whiz-biz.
What's the magic made out of, ding dong?
I want to see some of that whiz-biz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical!
You're terrible at that.
Bacon pancake!
Welcome back to WizBiz with Alexx and Eric. This is a podcast about Adventure Time, which is a TV show, and it's a cartoon. And I am Eric.
And I am Alexx, and I am also a TV show and a cartoon.
It's true. It's true. He even has right now a green screen, so if he wanted to be in any TV show, he could. You know, Alexx, yesterday, or maybe the day before, was the 55th anniversary of the first Scooby-Doo cartoon being released.
Zoinks?
Jinkies.
Ruh-roh?
Did you watch Scooby-Doo when you were a kid? Like, was it
I've probably seen every single episode of the original thing, but I think it was only on for like one season, so that's pretty easy. But yeah, I watched the shit out of that when I was a kid. I think that and X-Files are the reason I started to get into like weird shit. I don't know. I love that show. It's like stoners, kind of funny, but not really, and paranormal shit that's not actually paranormal. Mm-hmm. It's a foundation stone of my personality. I would never, ever watch it now, but 6-year-old Alexx, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I loved Scooby-Doo when I was a kid, and I've continued watching like new, because I mean there's still stuff in the Scooby-Doo franchise.
Yeah, there's like a well-received
so
like Velma show
movies
on right now, right?
Yeah, the Velma show's okay. It really kind of goes out of its way to be all like edgy and weird and stuff. But there are like a lot of like Scooby-Doo TV movies and Scooby-Doo other Scooby-Doo series that have been pretty good. So I've enjoyed a lot of Scooby-Doo. So I'm 55 years old. That's one old dog.
Yeah, the James Gunn one was good as well.
What's the James Gunn one?
He did a Scooby-Doo movie with
Oh, he did?
Matthew Lillard was Shaggy.
Oh, that James Gunn.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's husband was Fred.
Yeah, and Sarah Michelle Gellar was Daphne.
Oh, was she? I kind of thought she was in there, but like I saw it, whatever year that was when it came out, or maybe the next year. So it's a little
and Scrappy was the bad guy. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that
right.
movie was okay. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but
I remember liking it.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of Scooby-Doo stuff is not like amazing, but it is funny that you lumped Scooby-Doo and X-Files together, because X-Files really is just like grown-up Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, except there's no like, the only rational explanation at the end is Scully being somewhat of a dummy for like an incredibly smart character. She's seen up close evidence, like hard evidence. No rational human being could say, "Oh no, nothing exists." If you were in Scully's position, but she's still like, "Yeah, I don't know." Like, what you've seen them? Yeah, could have been swamp gas though, right? Like,
it was always swamp gas or a weather balloon. Might have been a weather balloon.
Scully, how many weather balloons grew claws and killed 6 people in southern New Jersey? It's a big weather balloon.
Weather balloons can be really dangerous, man. All right, so how have you been, Alexx? Aside from watching Scooby-Doo get old,
I've been fine, I guess. I don't know. What do I have anything amusing to tell? Oh, here's my amusing update from the world of Alexx goes to the gym. I managed to hurt 2 different parts of my body on one given exercise, which is...
Are the parts attached parts, or did you like...
No, I hurt my
like
wrists and my lower back doing deadlifts. My lower back was expected, but so I have a thing called Descorvain syndrome, which is basically like a tendon/nerve thing, which I've been doing exercises for, but for different reasons. But now I have it on the other side of my wrist, and I guess it's from too much grabbing because I was doing too much weight on a deadlift. So yeah, I'm gonna stop claiming to be a cool late 20s guy, and now I'm gonna lie about being a somewhat cool mid 30s guy because I'm getting injured doing simple things. But yeah, that's my update. I was all taped up on the wrist last night, and I felt like a cool guy, the old medical tape on the wrist, cool guy.
Well, that's cool.
How are you?
That sounds...
Any non-injury related stories to tell?
I am currently, as far as I can tell, uninjured. I don't think I've been injured. I've been good. Things have been pretty good. I've been working a lot, and I have, so we're recording. It's September. I think this episode will come out in September, early October, probably. But September is when all the Masonic lodges start meeting again, and I just have like a very full Mason calendar. So like tomorrow, I'm taking the train down to Eugene to speak at a lodge in Eugene. The day after, I'm taking the train back up to Portland to speak at a lodge in Portland. I think I have a talk next weekend at a lodge. I have an online class that I'm teaching. So I just have like an overwhelming amount of stuff that I'm taking care of right now. And it's that's a little annoying. But I still have been playing my guitar, and I'm also sort of planning to start making YouTube videos. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm not really convinced that YouTube videos are going to be something that I enjoy making, but I'm going to make one.
Like of what?
Yeah. There'll be like ornamency videos. So the first one is going to be about like, how does divination work?
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing that already. Don't you have like an ornamency YouTube channel, or is that just the?
I do have an ornamency YouTube channel, but the only videos I've put on it are it's the same as the WizBiz one, where it's just podcast episodes.
Oh, okay.
I think primarily. Yeah. I think I did 1 or 2 Halloween live streams. One of the years in the pandemic when we didn't live stream, I did an ornamency live stream, and I think that's on there. But there isn't a whole lot.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot how long ago the pandemic was.
It was a long time
the
ago.
onset of it.
Well, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was before we started this. Right at the tail end of the pandemic, right? How many years have we been doing WizBiz now? 2, 3?
2. I'm not even sure if we're doing a full 2 yet.
Okay.
We might be.
Wow, we're
we
zooming
may
through
be on a
this
full 2
TV
at this
show.
point.
Yeah, I think we must be.
It's hard to tell because we started recording like way before the show started.
Yeah, because we keep talking about our buffer, which at some point was a buffer, and now it's always like, oh crap, we only have 1 episode in the buffer.
Well, one of us has a full and happy life that has things to do, and the other's me. So it's your fault that we're not recording. You should be
look at it like that.
You should be worse, and then we'd get more episodes out. Do worse in your life, and then you can put more podcast episodes out. Yeah, I think it's like 2 years. Happy anniversary.
Thanks. Happy anniversary.
So speaking of show prep, we're getting our buffer going. I really like the episode BMO Lost. By the way, tonight we're doing the episodes BMO Lost and The Suitor.
Yeah,
I would say the episode numbers
because 3 skips. I have the episode numbers. It's season 5, episode 17 is BMO Lost, and season 5, episode 21 is The Suitor. But I do have some stuff to talk about on the episodes in between. I watched them all, and I have a few notes, but we just won't dwell on it.
The reason I didn't say the episode's number because I went back to watching on HBO Max because I had to sign up for that to watch a movie for my other podcast. And oh my God, are they off? Like they're not even remotely close to the numbers I have on my skip list. And I'm like, I didn't have my skip list in front of me.
Well, at least with my HBO Max account, they matched this time.
Really? Mine was like all of the skip episodes were different.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me see.
I mean, here's the episodes I have for the skip episodes: Princess Potluck, James Baxter, and Shh.
Definitely James Baxter is one of the skips because I fucking hate that episode. Hold on, I'm going to find our list.
So much.
You like that episode?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, honestly, I think that Shh has some stuff in it. That's the. I think that one does have some occult-ish stuff that I will bring up, but also I can see why it's a skip.
Yeah, it's weird. No, that is the list that I have. That's weird that it. Maybe I've got some weird display setting because like they were not in that order on my HBO thing. I was like, that was very confusing.
We've discovered in the past that HBO Max is really difficult to trust when it comes to Adventure Time episode orders. So maybe. I don't know.
Also, their interface on the Roku that I use is terrible. Like, you have to hit the pause button twice for pause to work. Like, everything is like a double input. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. None of the other apps work like that. It's really stupid. Yeah.
My Roku. I don't use HBO Max on my Roku very often, actually. So maybe I just haven't experienced that yet. But yeah. Well,
I have a
anyhow,
Roku TV, and it might be that because it's
a Roku TV. I have
Yes.
like one of those. I have one of the really, really, really old Roku sticks. That like
Yeah.
one of those old like $20 ones, and it still works. I love it. It's great. But I
The Roku
usually just
TV
watch it to watch YouTube in my bedroom.
Yeah, the Roku TV works terribly. It looks great and everything
Mm-hmm.
works. It just everything is slow and done in an idiotic way. Like they'll just get bored. Like recently they went, "Oh, we rearranged where all your icons are based on how often you use them." I didn't ask you to do that. I know where they are. Like, why would you do that to me? And they told me where the setting to turn it off was, but I was really fucking annoyed that like, don't change things. I did not ask for this.
I love it when I hate it. I hate it when companies do that sort of shit. I don't know. I mean, yeah, blarg.
They also one last complaint about Roku before we get to the episodes.
Okay.
It hasn't happened on my TV yet, but apparently they pushed motion smoothing on a bunch of Roku products, and with no way to turn it back off.
Really?
Yeah, which I find
Well-
that stuff like nauseates me to watch a movie with motion smoothing on. Like it honestly makes me feel ill.
I don't think they've done that on mine, but again, my Roku's really old. It might not support it.
It's not on every one. There was a whole list of the products that it was on,
Okay.
and I was just gonna wait to see what had happened and then be infuriated and not be able to watch my Roku.
Well, let's get into season 5, episode 17, BMO Lost, because I know you love this episode. I also love this episode. Honestly, like this, I have BMO notes for every single episode, including our skips on this one.
Yeah. So on the BMO Lost note,
Yeah.
I really love BMO and I love this episode, but like this should have been a skip. Like there's nothing occult related. Well, not nothing, but like it is.
Yeah.
It does not fit our remit. I just want to say, like, because I have admitted that I'm the one that made the list this season, it's a fucking BMO episode. He dances and talks to LeVar Burton. I'm not skipping it.
I honestly, I also love BMO. You know, I mean, I think that my favorite character is Pet Butt, and we kept a Pet Butt episode, but Pet Butt doesn't get very much screen time. So BMO is a very close second. So I'm always happy to watch a BMO episode. So, okay, so I have to ask first of all, like right at the beginning when BMO is looking at stuff through the telescope, what is he looking at?
He's looking at those dancing insects from the earlier episode.
From an earlier episode.
Yeah, or maybe it's a later episode. They have like kind of EDM like doosh doosh music that one
Okay.
that one bug dances to, and then Jake shows him how to dance.
Okay. All right.
It's like
All
a
right.
red bug with a black imprint. It's like those guys dancing.
Well, the thing that there's a
I think
great
that's what it was.
gag. I mean, the episode starts with such a great gag where BMO's like, "Oh, I know how to dance. Here, I'm doing the worm," and he can't do the worm.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
he
that's
flops
fun.
down to the ground. It's like clunk, 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 clunk. But while he's doing the worm dance, a bird grabs him.
He doesn't mean wave or whatever, that thing where you like make your arms look like a wave.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
the bird, the worm bird joke, I thought was just. Really
Oh
funny.
yeah. No, that was fun. And that is the inciting incident of BMO getting thrown into a bird's nest to be eaten by a little fledgling.
Yeah. A chick.
A chick. The chick's probably better. What's a fledgling?
I think a fledgling is a bird that's just about ready to fly.
Yeah, that sounds right. I knew it was young bird and it went for it because like I couldn't remember the word for a baby thing. Yeah, chick is right. Chick just seemed like it's a word I try not to use because like of the lady connotation. That I think my brain just didn't want to like pull that up.
I mean, there were some chicks in this episode. Let me tell you, they were chirping.
And an actual chick, a mother.
So this is the first. I guess this is the second BMO adventure story, right? So the first one was BMO Noir.
Yeah.
And in this one, BMO actually has like a real problem. You know, BMO Noir may have been a fake problem, but in this one, it's a real problem. BMO has been carted away and has to make his little way back to the treehouse. It ends up not being like an enormous journey, but we get like a really good I mean, there's something about this episode that feels very good at setting up like BMO's capability as an adventurer, especially like when you compare it to like the Distant Lands, a big episode with BMO on the space station.
Oh yeah. I haven't watched that one in forever. Yeah.
Well, we watched it together and we live streamed it.
Yeah, but that was a while ago.
That was like last year.
That's a while ago.
Okay.
Was that only last year?
Well, you said we've only been recording for 2 years, so it must have been last year. Because it couldn't have been the year before.
I mean, it could have been.
Except that I think our first live stream was way more of a shit show. Like the second WizBiz live stream was when we watched a Distant Lands together.
Was that must have been Halloween then?
Yeah. So it was about a year ago?
Oh, was that last Halloween?
Maybe?
I think it was the Halloween before that.
Oh, right, because last Halloween we did the Fiona and Cake ladder. Remember?
Yeah, keep you 2 years ago. That's you. Ha! Sounds like you.
I think we've been doing this podcast for 3 years.
No, I think we started. I think that live show was early in the run. I think we started recording like February 2 years ago, and then like had a few months of recording, and started coming out like July-ish 2 years ago. But also, I'm terrible at dates.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna solve this the old-fashioned
way.
way.
Yeah, please. I'm gonna try to solve it the old-fashioned way as well. 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, it was like literally 2 years ago. It was our trailer came out 16th of August 2022.
Oh yeah, so 8/17 is the first real episode.
Okay. I forgot.
I thought it was July. I was pretty close.
We did some other live streams when we didn't have WizBiz. Like we did the Alexx cast live stream, the Arnemancy versus Alexx cast live stream and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, we had 3 live Halloween episodes before WizBiz even started.
True. Yeah.
Or maybe not. No, they all weren't live. We had 3 Halloween themed episodes. Only
and I mean
one was live.
We live streamed them, but not necessarily on Halloween.
Yeah.
And then we also had that episode that we accidentally live streamed.
Oh, I forgot about that.
All right. So anyhow, in this episode, I loved some of the like just sort of the throwaway BMO lines, you know, where like Bubble is going along behind BMO saying all these things, and BMO's like, "Sorry, I wasn't listening to your story."
Yes. The adorable BMO line of BMO falls off the mountain that the bird is on, and he says, "Oh no, my face! Finn, Jake, kiss my face!" Is very cute. It is a very cute thing. I must acknowledge BMO's cuteness at all times.
Mm-hmm. And what is it? I can't remember what BMO yells when he falls off the. Oh, he's like, "There are no safety rails on this bridge," and he makes the baby go first.
Yes. Let's talk about that baby.
Okay.
So he meets a baby and
Sparkle.
Yeah, Sparkle, aka Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
This is not me trying to be controversial. This is me genuinely bringing it up. Was that a thalidomide joke? Because it's a baby with a flipper hand, which I do believe that was like one of the main symptoms of thalidomide poisoning or whatever the term was.
Yeah. I hadn't really considered that. I don't think so.
Yeah,
but there is that point where BMO's like, "That's such a cute baby," and then he throws like a leaf over the flipper hand to hide it.
Yeah, but that so in my head, the reason I bring it up is this: if that was a thalidomide joke, someone really should have like told them to not do that. No, I feel like it probably wasn't.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was. I mean, you have to remember that also that like a lot of the people who write Adventure Time are, you know, younger than us.
I don't know. I think a lot of the writers are just about our age. Like Pendleton's a little older than us, I think.
That's true. Yeah. So they would have known about it at least.
Well, to be fair,
I don't think it was. I mean, there are no humans left on the mainland, right? So everything's a mutant. Yeah,
that's true. But also, that was like before my time as well. Like, you know, I don't know, maybe they just forgot. Anyway, it was just, it popped my head of just like, ooh, that's like if this episode had come out in the 80s, I would be definitely like, oh, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. I mean, I know that when I was born, I think thalidomide was still being used. I think the thalidomide baby thing was right around mid 70s. So I was just lucky my mom never took it. Or that's what she says. I don't know. Doesn't really explain all my flippers.
Yeah, the web feet kind of lead me to believe otherwise.
I'm from Oregon.
Yeah, I'm from
We're
Oregon.
supposed to have webbed feet.
We're partially mer people.
It used to be a lot rainier here.
Yeah.
Okay. So also, like, BMO uses AA batteries.
Yes.
Or they look like AA batteries. I think they're probably not, because BMO is a little bigger than we think. So I think the batteries are probably like those flashlight nerd batteries, the 8630s or whatever they are, 8360s. I don't remember. You know, those big batteries. But the color scheme makes them look like Duracells.
Yes.
Which I think is just hilarious. And I think we're really lucky. BMO's really lucky that the baby accidentally slapped those batteries in the right way.
Yeah, so here's the thing. BMO seems to have a bit of, how can I say this for YouTube friendliness? Unaliving ideation at times. Like, BMO is so willing to just be like, fuck, I guess I'm dead now.
Yeah. Like, oh, my batteries are wrecked, time to pop them out. I mean, you know, he and also his level of waterproofness is very story driven. Like, sometimes he seems to be quite waterproof, and other times he's just like sparking like crazy. And I mean, that's enjoyable.
Maybe it's because his face got broken that the water seeped in.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's true. So there's a scene, you know, so the scene where BMO thinks that there's a carnivore coming, and they try to drag the baby into that tree stump. You know, after he's like trying to feed the baby a rock and telling him it's a potato.
Yeah.
So they're in this pine forest. Like, they make a really big point out of showing like the pine trees, especially like when the mom comes through. Like, it's a pine tree with pine cones and all this kind of stuff. But the stump that they're in, first of all, it looks like it's been chopped down by like a chainsaw. Second of all, it's filled with acorns.
Yeah.
Where did those acorns come from?
Well, there probably was an acorn-bearing tree that got chopped
You
down.
mean an oak tree?
Are oaks the only one that do acorns?
Yeah, acorns come from oaks.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
Maybe, yeah.
I thought there was like a bunch of trees that had it. I don't mean I thought that. I've never even given half a thought to where acorns come from, other than the trees near my house where I grew up had them. I just kind of thought like a bunch of different tree varietals had that.
No, it's you know, oaks.
That's weird. Because, like, you know, like pine cones are not just pines. Like, there's a lot of that conical structure on a lot of those.
Well, there are cones from a bunch of different types of trees, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But evergreen trees tend to have cones. But you'll also notice that a lot of evergreen trees have two different types of cones. So they'll have, like, male cones and female cones, et cetera, et cetera. You know.
Yep, snow
trees
cones.
are weird. Yeah.
Safety cones.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess I don't really have a whole lot more to say about
wait,
this.
I got other things on here. I took notes. So,
All right.
one, let's just re-reference the fact that the great LeVar Burton plays Bubble.
Which is
Which
awesome.
Terrific. Man of our generation. Grew up with Mr. LeVar Burton, and he is delightful.
Mm-hmm.
He is also kind of sinister in this episode. But when BMO gets back to home, after Bubble has just proposed marriage to him and BMO accepts, Jay comes outside and immediately pops Bubble.
Yep, just boop.
And BMO flips the fuck out. And Finn's like, hey, what's that? What's going on? And Jay goes, I just pretended to be all messed up over the bubble. And Finn's like, oh, yeah, I guess that's BMO. But really, it's literally he just had this adventure with it. And then there's this delightful realization or revelation that Bubble was not actually a bubble. Bubble was air that's been trapped for so long, it forgot its very nature as air. Mm-hmm. And he gives the speech of, like, now we can be together forever, every minute of every day. Like, when you go to the bathroom, I'll be there watching you. And it's super creepy, and you're expecting you to play out a different way, and Bebo just goes, yay! Like, this sounds like a great idea, which I love that kind of subversion of what's expectation.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Like, it doesn't really seem like Finn and Jake are ready to acknowledge that BMO has emotions. And we've sort of made comments about this as we've been watching the show, about sort of like, the first time BMO speaks on the show, or the first time BMO has a line on the show, or the first time BMO does anything. So we've been paying a lot more attention to BMO's development, and BMO is actually having sort of like character development still. How real are BMO's emotions? Like, is BMO really in love with Air? Is BMO really talking to Air?
I would just disagree with your original statement, though. I don't think they doubt that he has emotions. I think they just assume that everything is part of his imagination. Like, I think they treat him like a toddler, where it's like, the guy in your closet's telling you whatever. Like, it's not that they don't think the toddler has the emotion. It's just like, I don't believe you that you married Air, or that there's an alternative version of you named Football. Like, but
Alexx, I promise that if you ever come up to me and tell me that you married Air over the weekend, I'll be like, okay, I believe you, Alexx. I believe that you married Air.
Well, I appreciate that. I do have something to tell you. It's probably for off mic, but I don't know how this goes to how real are any emotions. We're just flesh robots after all. I mean, science is leading us towards that we probably don't have any free will. This is all algorithmically based. So yeah, it's as real as our emotions.
Well, that's bleak. I think that emotions are real, and I do believe in free will. I think that there's one thing that science has shown us, it's that uncertainty at the quantum level means that the grand chain of causality isn't as predictable and set in stone as we think it is.
Oh, I don't know. I just read a report that literally neuroscience is like, yeah, we kind of think there's no free will, and they did experiments.
I don't believe neuroscientists.
Yeah. I mean,
neuroscience,
I didn't read the whole article because that sounded
real job, neuroscientists.
Yeah, I didn't read the whole article because that sounded terrifying. I'm like, nope, don't want that in my brain. I'm already terrified of death enough. I don't want to be like, oh, also, I'm not actually here. There is no I.
Oh yeah, the other thing about this episode, Jessica Ann Bogart played Sparkle's mom, and I don't know her, but she had a pretty impressive IMDb page. So there might be people out there who have been like, oh, Jessica Ann Bogart, I loved her in My Little Slinky, and Bob Married Air, or whatever. I don't know what else she's been in, but she did seem like a pretty big name. I'm just not very good at knowing all those people. John probably knows her.
That name is unfamiliar to me. Okay. Probably John. Yeah, John knows everything.
Okay. Oh, and also Sparkle shows up again in a later episode in season 8, so we should keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Me neither. So, that's really all I've got. Except that I just want to share that I really delighted in watching this episode. I just really loved it. It was great. I had waffles this morning and watched it.
Fuck yeah. What kind of waffles?
Pumpkin spice waffles made Reverend Eric style.
Okay, Karen, with your pumpkin spice. Only Karens are pumpkin spice. You're not allowed to enjoy things.
They were really good. I really liked them. Hey, Alexx.
Hi.
Do you have any shiny rocks?
I have exactly one shiny rock.
All right, give me your shiny rock.
I did not run into a lot of them this time, but this one I enjoy greatly, and I'm going to do a bad job explaining it because it involves pronouncing foreign words properly.
Are they French?
Some of them are.
Okay, great. I'm horrible at those.
French I wouldn't be all that bad at pronouncing. I mean, I'm terrible at pronouncing French, but at least I know what to do. The point is,
okay, I don't.
The word for today is hyperforeignism.
Hyperforeignism.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I feel like that's a word that is fairly straightforward. So I'm going to guess that it means something like being exceptionally obsessed with foreign culture, foreign language, something of that nature.
No, you absolute fool. You've made an ass of yourself again.
Damn it.
Hyperforeignism is it's basically a hypercorrection where speakers identify an inaccurate pattern in loan words from other languages. For instance, someone say habanero using the enya.
Oh, when habanero, it doesn't have the enya.
Yeah, it's Enya. This is the problem. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, the N with the tilde on top of it.
Yeah, I think that's an Enya.
Yeah.
So habanero, right?
Yes. Piñata. Yeah. Blah blah blah. Because they're familiar with those other words that they borrow the pronunciation of them.
Well, I mean, habanero, like the one that really gets you is that jalapeno has an Enya.
Jalapeno, exactly.
And
so
and it's another pepper, right?
Yeah. I don't really have many other. Wait, I think I had. Yeah, as I said, I wasn't going to be great with this one. Is there any I can actually pronounce here?
I don't know. Make some up.
Oh, here's a good one. Coup de grace.
Coup de grace?
Yeah, well, no, it's coup de grace. Like you actually do pronounce the S
it
in
coup de
French.
grace?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Coup de
sure about
grace.
that. It's the only one I could think of off the top of my head because I kind of panicked.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Just look it up. There's a whole bunch of.
Just look
As I
it
said,
up.
I found you get the point with the habanero thing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and also don't read the Wikipedia for it because it's not written very well, which is why
Well, that sucks.
I'm somewhat I like. Here's an example of a sentence from the Wikipedia, and while I'm looking for examples. Replacing with the post-alveolar fricatives is one common mark of hyperforeignisms. Thanks. Can you just give me a list of 7 of them in a row?
Post-alveolar fricatives.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, of course. That was the first thing I thought of. Hey,
I don't remember
what's a
fricatives are
hyperforeignism?
ones that are like-
I don't know. It's got something to do with post-alveolar fricatives, though.
I can't remember what the post-alveolar part means, but fricatives are like, they're like frictiony air.
Is that it?
I
can't
think
really
so.
remember. That's not shit I thought of
But
for a long time.
post-alveolar means will tell you like what part of the mouth it
Yeah.
happens in.
It's after the alveolar. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I try to keep my alveolar super.
Yeah, so just find
stretched
the
out.
alveolar and then just go past it and then bam. Now you can
Then you're
pronounce
ready. Then you can make
smorgasbord.
your post-alveolar fricatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I have a segment this time. It's not a shiny rock, but
Wait.
it
Let me
is-
stop you. Let me stop you, Eric.
Okay.
Why don't we do the next episode and then you do your segment like we used to do?
Well, I mean, that shiny rock was just super short.
Yeah, whatever. It's a segment. All right, you
Okay,
can do yours now.
fine.
No, whatever. I don't. Honestly, I don't care. I was just offered it because that's what we used to do.
How about this?
Do your segment.
I've got something better. I'm going to talk about the skip episodes a little bit, and then we'll figure out if we should do my segment or go into the next episode.
Perfect.
Okay, so we had 3 skip episodes this time: Princess Potluck, James Baxter the horse, and Shh. So Princess Potluck, the one that the thing that I really love about this episode is so this is its BMO connection. Princess Potluck is kind of a flashback episode. It takes place at the same time as BMO Noir. So it's got like Jake with the spiral lipstick on his face, Finn missing a sock, Jake getting hit with an arrow. They pick up the sea lard, and so so BMO Noir is happening at the exact same time as this.
I don't think I put that together, but yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, well, we talked about it with BMO Noir, actually. So I was kind of looking forward to mentioning it again. And then another thing that is interesting in this is that some of the cats that the Ice King releases at the Princess Potluck party are the cats from Wizard Battle. Because in Wizard Battle, Grandmaster Wizard turns some of the contestants into cats, and so they show up again in this episode.
Oh, that's cool.
They're still cats. And let's see. I think that's kind of the only big thing. The episode is mainly it's a very childish one. It feels like a kid episode for sure, and it's all like Ice King feels left out and he's trying to figure out blah 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 blah. So there's a lot of things that are very tropish in this, but Ice King does have a really good line where he calls Finn and Jake his bro dogs for life. So Alex, you're my bro dog for life. I just want you to know that.
I mean, I'm happy to hear it. I just wish you had worded it in a less JD dog zone kind of way.
Well, we've got JD's dog zone to worry about later. That
yes, indeed.
So in James Baxter the horse, I don't know why you hate this episode. I think it's a really delightful one. I think James Baxter is one of my favorite sort of like C-lister characters for a couple of reasons. First of all, he's illustrated by a guest animator whose name is James Baxter. and he's voiced by James Baxter. So James Baxter draws him and is his voice actor, and the character's name is James Baxter. And basically, the only thing he ever has to do is say his own voice, like a horse in a horse voice.
Yeah.
So I really, really love that. The other thing is, in this episode, season 5, episode 19, it's revealed that BMO's face is a touchscreen. Which,
Oh, is that true?
Which
I haven't watched this episode in a while because I mean,
that's
really don't like it.
I don't know if it ever comes up again, but in this episode, the BMO's face is a touchscreen. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So let me just tell you why I hate this episode. It's stupid and the plot's terrible and I hate it. The end. No, just something about it bothers me.
That really helps. That makes a lot of sense.
The whole like just the conceit of this magical horse that brings joy to things by just doing something stupid that everyone would get really bored of in about 4 seconds. The whole thing there's something about it that just doesn't sit with me. I'm not a fan.
No, I really like it. I really like it because anyhow, James Baxter will show up again, and hopefully we watch the next one. Okay, season 5, episode 20. Shh. I don't know why you skipped this episode, Alex. It's the one with the bikini babes.
Yes, I really liked the episode, but I was trying to skip episodes that had nothing occulty. And since there was 2 episodes I knew I wanted to skip, I didn't want to do skip maybe like, oh, this is a fun episode, especially following
that makes sense.
The BMO Lost, which I only put in because I like BMO. And there's already no occult stuff. So in my head, I was like, I can't do essentially 5 episodes in a row with nothing to do with our conceit for the show. But no, I love this episode. The Bikini Babes, them not talking and freaking BMO out. No, it's a really fun episode. It's just it has absolutely nothing to do with 2 middle-aged men talking about wizard shit.
So I am going to bring up some occult stuff in this episode.
Oh, please.
Okay, so first of all, like the vow of silence is kind of like a very old monastic practice, but it also does get used a lot in sort of modern magical practice. People will do vows of silence and things of that nature, sometimes, prohibiting themselves from using certain words or something of that nature. So vows of silence can be an occult practice. The way they're doing it here, it's not really an occult practice. But when Jake has this sequence where he shrinks down to go into the walls to find BMO and try to get him out. And when he does that, he enters into this like new realm, and it really felt to me almost like a journey into the underworld sort of sequence. He goes past like the family of weird mice. He finds BMO trapped in a sarcophagus, or locked up in a sarcophagus. Like there's all this interesting stuff in his underworld experience, or in his wall experience. It made me think of like an underworld experience. So I really liked that. That was sort of the big occult thing out of this episode that I gathered. And then another thing that about BMO that is revealed in this episode is that BMO has a sense of smell, which has never been revealed before. So
what does he smell? I don't remember that part.
There's the part where they try to lure him out of the wall by putting the pile of video game cassettes.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
and it shows like the cartoon smell. Animation wafting into the hole, and BMO comes out following it. So BMO can smell. He can at least smell video games.
Yeah.
So the Bikini Babes. So anyhow, so BMO at some point in that episode says that he has a favorite song, and the song that he plays is called "No Wonder I," and it's by the band Lake, which has Ashley Erickson in it, and Ashley Erickson is the singer of the Adventure Time theme song, and she voice acted some of the Bikini Babes in this episode.
Hell yeah.
So that's all I got for that one.
Yeah. The other reason I wanted to skip that one is because they're silent the whole time. It's going to be hard for us to kind of devote a chunk of the episode to it, where it's like that part where they hold up this sign. But no, I really enjoy the episode. Like the weird, what were you calling them? What are they? Nymphs, dryads? What, Bikini Babes? Because they're like not humans.
They call them Bikini Babes in the episode.
Because they live in the water in the pond, right?
No, those aren't. Those are different ones. Those are definitely
are they? Okay.
Water sprites or something. I can't remember what those ladies are called. But these are a different set of Bikini Babes, and they can fly. That part where they all sort of like flap their hands and they go flutter up on top of the tree.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun joke.
That was awesome. Yeah. Season 5, episode 21, The Suitor.
Indeed.
This is a really amazing episode.
It's a great episode, and also it could not be more on brand for us because it opens with Peppermint Butler in a triangle lit with candles in the Baphomet pose, surrounded by a chicken, an angel, a lion, and Cinnamon Butler or Cinnamon Bun hung from the ceiling upside down.
There's a bull also. So he's got like the cherubic animals, and I love this. I love that intro so much.
Let's define cherubic animals.
Okay, so
and by let's I mean you. You define.
Okay, so in Ezekiel 1:10, I was gonna have that ready to read, but I didn't prepare it. Listener, your homework, go read Ezekiel 1:10. But Ezekiel has this vision of these cherubim who are like these angels who appear in the form of an ox, a lion, a man, and an eagle, and you'll see this like over and over and over again. It's very, very common occult symbolism. So like you see it in the world card in the Rider-Waite Smith deck. You see it in like the LBRP symbolism, like those four angels sort of like guarding the quarters. So I mean it shows up here. So this is definitely. This is a Jesse Moynihan episode, which is no surprise.
I didn't know that terminology for it. Like I definitely knew the characters and I knew them from like occult symbolism, but like that is not a word that I'd run into.
Yeah. So the cherubim are one of the orders of angels. So they're
that's where cherubs come
from.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, cherubs aren't cute. In other words,
no, and and also just audience don't just to ruin it. The term, the funny biblical angel joke in the actual Bible, they're not describing angels. The thing of the wheel within a wheel with eyes. That's not a description of angels. Yeah. Sorry to spoil it for you, but like it's a fun meme, but it's not accurate.
Well, there's an angel that's described that way, or sort of similar to that, or like a whole order of angels, and I can't remember what they're called, dominions or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. So then, so Pep Butt is like calling upon the level 8 shadow world, and at first when he said it, yeah. So at first when he said it, I was like, oh, is this like some sort of D&D joke? And I was kind of thinking about it, and then the demon showed up, and its name is Ogdoad, which is the number 8. So I thought that was or that's what it means. I'm sorry, I should be more clear. That's what it means in Greek. Ogdoad is like the 8th, or the number 8. And then I love that like part of this episode involves the Gumball Guardians like intruding, and they seem smarter than they've ever been, but they also know what Peppermint Butler is up to. Like they don't give a shit that he's summoning demons, but they do call him the Dark One.
Yeah, I feel like there was probably some warning bells and some notices put out, like Princess Bubblegum's giving them the look. Pep Butt's on our side for now, so I need you to monitor all of his shit, keep him on task. If it seems like it's light necromancy or bringing lesser demons, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then so like Pep Butt is given the homework or the task of like getting Princess Bubblegum to go on a date with the Suitor.
Apparently there's been a line of suitors at her door, which we've never seen before.
300 years.
For hundreds upon hundreds of years.
Yeah, we haven't ever seen them before. Like they never. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, it's just part of the cartoon, I guess. But
also, there is an interesting point in the line of suitors, all male, or at least male presenting.
Right, and now that we know more about what PB really likes, I guess there's no surprise that she wasn't tempted by any of those suitors.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, I don't think even if there were like some like bikini babes online, I still think she'd still be just sciencing the shit out of it. It was just interesting choice.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think she'd go for a bikini babe. I think she needs somebody really complex and old.
I've seen a lot of things on Tumblr of Marceline in a bikini, and I think it's gonna work for her.
All right, I mean, okay, that's probably true. But the Bracco being like just over obsessed with her and stuff, and then like going back to do the love spell with making the deal with Ogdoad. I love that. It's fun.
Yeah, the whole monkey's paw. Yes, make me
Yeah.
somebody that everybody like is desperate to love, but he turns into just a hideous monster.
Yeah, and there's a thing like I'm not really sure how to analyze it or what to talk about, but like that thing where Pep Butt is like you can make this deal for me to release you or whatever. That's definitely something that you see in demon summoning rituals in real life for sure.
Yeah, that was like kind of the whole point. Is you trick them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I got you stuck in that circle of salt. Now give me a big wiener and I'll let you go, and then
Yeah,
then let him go.
Yeah.
Which
Bracco.
we missed one of the wonderful character moments in this.
Okay.
PB sends Finn and Jake to retrieve a soul orb.
Yeah.
Bracco intercepts them and says, "I'm going to do this, man. I need to do it to win her over." And Finn responds with, "That road you're on leads to nowhere."
Yeah.
Because that's what Finn did for his entire
I
formative
know, he
years.
spent so much time working towards that. And now he still does tasks for PB, but he never thinks that he's like going to impress her and she's going to
Yeah. He's given up on her, dating. He was also with somebody now, but it's just a very self-aware line from Finn, which is a really, really fun one.
It's so nice that he's given up on her too. Like, I appreciate Finn more as a character when he's not mooning over Peebs.
When he gets back with the Soul Stone, there's a really great moment where he walks in on Princess Bubblegum making a robotic version of herself. And oh no, that comes later. Sorry. First, there's just a great line where, "Oh no, I made a soul simulation. A simulation of a soul is much easier to manipulate than a real one." Which is such a dark line if you think about it. Like, so she knows how to manipulate a real soul, and then goes, "Nah, it's too much work." Not, "Oh, this is ethically wrong." No, it's too much work. So I'm gonna make a simulated soul.
And then like Bracco, he kind of goes off the deep end, right? Like he takes the Soul Stone back to his weird little apartment in that cool tower. Like it's a Dr. Seussian tower. But it's a cool one.
It looks directly on the real tower. So it's, I don't know geographically where that's supposed to be, but
I don't know either. It felt like Goliad should have been in this episode. We should have seen Goliad somewhere, but I don't think we did. But yeah, so like he smashes the Soul Stone. Nothing happens. The Soul Stone, like the stuff goes away. But he just kind of goes nuts for her.
And then it's revealed that she's been building a Princess Bubblegum robot built for dating suitors, just so she doesn't have to deal with it. And she foisted off on him. Bracco gets the princess robot.
Yeah, after he gets mutated into some sort of weird creature.
I guess the question is, why don't PB just give Finn one of those?
Well, probably because PB likes Finn as a person.
It seems like she likes James Baxter as a person. In fact, she said she loves him.
You mean Bracco?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I said James Baxter. I was looking, my notes are still the bottom line of the previous notes say James Baxter. I just totally read it.
She loves James Baxter as a
now you did it.
A candy. I'm sorry. She loves Bracco as a candy person, right? And Peebs is never going to date a candy person or have a suitor who's a candy person because she made all of them. She's like their creator god.
Yeah, but we already have a Greek thing here, and creator gods in Greek are always fucking humans.
It's true, but I just don't think that Peebs is interested in dating candy.
Yeah, no, this is true.
So I don't think that. So I think like Finn, and I just think that she also understands like the limitations of candy people. You know what I mean? Because they're all idiots, and I think Finn has like a spark of creativity and intelligence that she just appreciates as a.
And the end of the episode has a wonderful thing where Peppermint Butler, who is still in love desperately with Bracco, slaps PB across the face and says, "You should have given him to me."
Yeah.
Lovely.
He's one of my favorite. He's definitely my favorite. I think he's my favorite character. I don't know. Definite, maybe that's a strong word, but it's just a delight to see him. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of extra notes for this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like, this is the occult side of Adventure Time, where there's backdoor deals with demons going on, making weird love spells, and then PB solves it by making ensouled robots so her citizens maybe can fuck that instead of her.
Oh, I mean, she totally makes a sex bot for a candy person.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that's kind of weird. Yeah, so I mean, like the occult elements in this, they're kind of like really blatant. It feels like, they just sort of like went all out. But the thing that I like about it is, they don't sort of fake it. They don't like. But I mean, they're faking it, but they're not like just making stuff up out of nowhere. They're actually pulling from actual real world traditions and actual real world magical practices. And that's kind of one of the things that happens over and over in Adventure Time that I really enjoy. So that's definitely something in the Suitor that I truly appreciate. This is a really good episode. I'd kind of forgotten about it. I hadn't, that's not the right way to put it. I remembered the pet butt scene. I just didn't remember which episode it was in.
Yeah. On the pet butt scene, do you think they originally wanted him in a pentagram, but the network said we can't get away with that?
I suspect that I don't think so, because I think Jesse Moynihan probably had a hand in designing stuff like that and doing this sort of conjuration. Like, it's basically like a goetic conjuration, the conjuration of a spirit and like a underworld spirit. You don't really use pentagrams.
Yeah.
You'll use magic circles on the ground. You'll have a triangle of art usually. Like, the triangle is definitely something that's used in that, but usually there's like a Solomonic circle, but there's not really a pentagram in it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, asked and answered.
Yeah. So I suspect if Jesse Moynihan was deep enough in the planning for that I bet you a pentagram didn't come up, or they might have suggested, he's like, nah, triangle will look better and, impress the occultists in the audience more.
Yeah. I mean, it looks rad as fuck, so,
Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah, that's all I got for that one.
They had this one shot where Pet Butt was kind of off to the side talking to Rocco, and in the background was one of like the big candles that was at the corner of the triangle, and it looked really cool. It was just so cool and melty and drippy, like with a little flame and stuff. And it reminds me of just how like candles in artwork always look so much cooler than they do in real life. Like, you always want your candle to be this like drippy, amazing monstrosity, but when that happens in real life, it sucks.
Yeah, it's like cartoon pizza, where just like it's no real pizzas ever look that good.
I know, and you honestly don't want real pizza to be as sloppy as cartoon pizza is, because it's just gonna make such a mess.
Yeah, pizza in the Ninja Turtles looks good as fuck.
It does. Oh man.
So I hear tell you might have a segment for us, Eric.
I do have a segment. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this episode that I was going to start working on I was going to start making some YouTube videos. So I got a magic 8-ball to use in some YouTube videos. So observe, magic 8-ball.
All right. It's certainly an 8-ball.
It's magic. Look, it's got the magic hole.
Okay, I'm seeing a magical dodecahedron in there.
Yeah. So it's time. You get to ask the magic 8-ball some questions, and I will answer them for you, or the magic 8-ball will answer them for you.
What's the kind of questions? It's like yes or no. I haven't used magic 8-ball in a minute.
Was that a question? I'm asking.
Was a question for you? Do you ask only yes or no questions?
Oh, magic 8-ball. Do we only ask you yes or no questions? It says, don't count on it.
Okay. Oh, magic 8-ball, I petition thee to answer this question. Does Eric smell like butt?
Oh, magic 8-ball, do I smell like butt? It says, cannot predict now.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Wait, does that mean it wants to talk about me behind my back?
No, I think it's that you are inconsistent with your showering schedule, which is congruent with my experience with you. So yeah, hey. I mean, wow, it really works.
I smell amazing.
Yeah, amazingly good, but got him.
All right, ask another question.
I don't know. What should I? You ask a question. I can't think.
Magic 8 Ball. Should we watch another episode of Distant Lands for our Halloween live stream this year? It says, cannot predict now.
I mean,
Boo.
I feel like that 8 Ball's being like really, really coy with us.
Oh, Magic 8 Ball, are you just being a jerk? I'm trying to give it a good... I don't know how you get these things actually... Okay, all right. It is decidedly so.
Okay, yeah, so it's just being a jerk.
All right, great. Okay, fine. That ends that segment. 8 Ball's being a jerk. It doesn't want to answer questions for us.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have bought the cursed version. Yeah.
I should have. There must. I got the cheap one. It was like only mildly cursed.
Yeah, the expensive ones are the nice ones. Yeah, they only tell you what you want to hear.
Well, we do have to start planning our Halloween live stream. So I suspect, what I'm going to say to our listeners is pay attention. We'll make sure to have a spot that sort of like advertises when our Halloween live stream is happening, so you'll know when it is. And if you follow us on Blue Sky, then you can find out there. And and so the Halloween live stream, we'll post about it.
Yeah,
and
keep
maybe
your eyes
Alex
out.
will even talk about it on his Twitch channel.
Yeah, I will bring it up to the 0 to 1 people that watches that channel.
Do you think are we going to live stream with Twitch again? I thought that worked pretty well.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
So WizBiz podcast on Twitch.
Yeah. So follow us there. We don't use it very often, but I did use it recently to play some. What was that game? Core Keeper, Core Hunter.
I don't remember.
Core Keeper. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a fun game. I enjoyed it. It's this great sort of like, it's like dungeon exploration crossed with Stardew Valley, sort of. There's a lot of fighting and monsters and stuff, and you can still farm things and craft things. There's lots of crafting.
Yeah, sounds complicated.
Digging. Parts of it are complicated. I did have to cheat a little bit to figure out what the hell I was doing, but I liked it.
Well, there's probably a VOD of it somewhere. Go watch that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you? Do you have a call to action for our listeners?
I mean, that's it. Just pay attention to us on the thing. I'm Verb Alexx on Twitch. I've been doing it on Sunday nights. You've probably already heard me say that, so
Go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. If you're inexplicably one of the new listeners that we definitely have gotten.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Cool.
Listen to us next time.
What is this?
Film before a live studio audience. Norm!
Mute.